We will cut our enemies down in droves. Our fires will be the substance of their nightmares. We will protect our brothers and sisters. The fields of the dead will serve as evidence of our passing.
Engagement complete. 3 killed.
I like Marine infantry, and I like the way they fought. They had shoes that none of you had. They didn't have proper shoes on and didn't have any shirts or anything. What do you expect troops are going to do at 30 below zero? Now, I was used to it, but you had kids in there that couldn't.
The Marine Corps is a force like no other. We have no peer. Our resilience is as unbreakable as our spirit. Because of this, we can endure any adversity. When faced with impossible challenges, we overcome and destroy any enemy in our path.
Our success in Fallujah was the individual Marine behind his personal weapon, but it was the Marine Rifle Squad and all the components of support that backed that squad leader and his squad. That was the secret weapon. You know, we talk about superpower weapons, all the capabilities of the nation. A rifle squad of Marine is the most fearsome weapon on the planet Earth.
We're the only organization that at the core, we ensure that first and foremost, our Marines are trained to be warfighters. We provide those Marines the fundamentals needed to be adaptable. And if they're adaptable, they're resilient. If they're resilient, they can problem solve. And they can problem solve, they're going to be able to make the mission.
From the challenges of boot camp to battlefields anywhere in the world, our Marines persevere and win because no matter where they're from, they possess the courage and determination to overcome any obstacle. Our non-commissioned officers, the backbone of our Corps, make decisions and lead from the front with ruthless efficiency.
The squad leader that I had across the 3 squads in Afghanistan were brilliant, just very different people. But when it came to understanding the environment, understanding our equipment, and understanding the enemy, being able to adapt requires awareness.
In every battle we fought, the key has been decisive leadership carried out by our junior Marines. They are the difference makers, willing to walk point, be first through the door, and if necessary, make the ultimate sacrifice for their brothers and sisters.
All right, guys. So that video is my computer's lagging or something, and I'm frozen up. So welcome to HomeFront Sitrep, the 249 birthday special. Deeds, how are you doing? Theory, how you doing? Travis, how you doing?
All good here.
Volume up here.
Happy 249th.
Happy 249th.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Right now I'm trying to get my computer reset up and ready to go. It froze me out. I don't know what the hell happened. So
Yeah, your video is lagging a little bit.
yeah, it like completely froze me out. So hey, Cody Daly, welcome. Give me a second. I'm trying to get my friggin' desktop computer to friggin' reboot here or whatever. But yeah, today is the Marine Corps birthday. Happy birthday to all the Marines out there. Thank you for jumping on.
Yeah, happy birthday, guys.
Hey, Sam, I'm going to drop offline just for a second. You want to take over?
Yeah, I got you. He's a hot mess today, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
You'd think for today that he would have everything on lock, right? 249th birthday of the Marine Corps, nothing but Marines on here, and it's just showing how inept a lot of people think we are.
Yeah.
Well, he's adapted and overcoming. He's adapted and
Yeah,
overcoming.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, and he doesn't have high speed where he is yet, so he's still up on probably slow-mo internet instead of the high speed internet. So is what it is. I mean, we've had some nasty weather here in Kentucky too today, so that could be part of it as well. So, how you guys doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, I'm good. Just hanging out, enjoying the birthday, drinking my little non-alcoholic Stella Artois.
Yeah, I got some lemonade. I got a piece of cake.
Nice.
I mean, it's cheesecake, but it's cake, right?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Marines all around the world gather today, and this week, the weeks leading into this, weeks after this, to celebrate the ball. All the units doing their thing, everywhere. So I know I got a buddy of mine in Hawaii. I think him and his wife's already been to 2 balls. He's a retired colonel.
Nice.
My son's godfather is the current maintenance chief of 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing, and they just had their ball, I think, 2 nights ago.
Nice.
So, but
as a veteran, are you still able to go to the balls?
You can, as long as they have tickets available, you can still go.
Okay.
And that's the thing, is you have to find, if you want to go back to your unit, if it still exists, like 3-8 doesn't exist anymore, so they don't have a ball, or they don't. I mean, they get disbanded or whatever. But if they had availability for tickets, I could buy and go if I wanted to go, or I could just pick the reserve unit here if they had seats and buy a ticket and go for me and my wife. And you just have to find out if they're set first, if they're selling tickets, if there's availability.
Yeah. So you can also look at, I don't know if there's a Marine Corps League detachment near you, but if a Marine Corps League detachment's hosting a ball, and they have, like you said, Sam, if they have tickets, they'll let you in. Better if you join the league first, but if you're just whatever, if they have space and you're going to pay the money, they'll get you a plate.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I did see, I think a couple Marines are looking for a space to buy, or they already bought it in Philly to do a remake of Tun Tavern close to where the historical marker is.
Wow.
So hopefully I'm looking, forward for next year. I might take a trip to Philly if that's open and go celebrate there. There used to be a restaurant. I can't remember the name of it, but it was the largest gathering of Marines in the nation. And every November 10th, just flooded the streets, flooded the parking lot. You had to park, 3 or 4 blocks away just to get in here.
Oh,
and they had so much Marine Corps memorabilia, like people throwing their name tapes and all kinds of stuff in there. And then the lady sold it, and the people rebranded it to this upscale hoity-toity place, and it just never took. And then there was no place in Philly to have a little birthday celebration. So I just saw, I think it was a couple months ago, that a couple guys are going in together to find a place in or around Philly to do the new Tun Tavern. So that'd be cool.
Yeah,
to have something and do a gathering there. And my wife, when we were coming back from the movies, she said that there's one of them Facebook groups here for our community And there's a bunch of Marines on there asking, hey, who's around? Who wants to get together and do something next year for the 250th? Let's make it big. I'm like, I mean, it's going to be big anyway, right? No matter where you're at.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely would love to try and find somewhere to go for, especially for next year. I feel like it's going to be a big milestone. So,
well, I'm assuming the Marine Corps League in Louisville is going to be doing something. So I'll get with
so they do have one in Louisville.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Detachment 249 or 229, 229 or 249.
Okay.
I'll get with Cletus and see about getting us some tickets for next year, because 250 is going to be off the chain.
Yeah, you were offline, Willis. I was reading earlier that there was a few Marines that went in and trying to find a space in Philly to do a remake of Tun Tavern.
Yeah. So they're actually going to be reopening a bar for the Tun Tavern bar.
Yeah,
kind of close
in Philly, but I think that the property they're looking at is close to the marker, the historical marker, down by the river. And I think where they're looking, it used to be an Asian restaurant.
Okay.
So if that's the case, it's a pretty big space, but they'll end up closing the road up there just so nobody can come down through traffic wise, because we'll be out in the
you know how many Marines will make that a yearly tradition to trek there on the Marine Corps birthday?
No, I mean, like I said earlier, there used to be a restaurant in Philly that did that hosted Marines for the birthday. And I can't remember, it's been probably 10 or 12 years since it closed, but it was the largest gathering of Marines probably in the world. I mean,
I would 100% go to that.
I want to give Cody a shout out. He says, longtime follower, first time watching. Thank you for watching, Cody. And I want to apologize for that video. So the file was too big to upload to StreamYard to play it that way. So I had to play it through the share option, the present option. And I don't know, because I tried something different. So I was trying TikTok and I was trying to do StreamYard at the same time. And I don't know if that interfered. And I think it did. I think it's what was causing it to lag. I'd love to play that video because it's the 249th birthday plus General Lejeune's birthday message as well. So should I try it again?
I just throw the link in the chat, and if anybody wants to watch it, they can watch it there. Because I mean, it's 9+ minutes for the video for the birthday message. Because you don't get to General Smith and Sergeant Major Ruiz's comments until like the last maybe 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So I just throw the link in the chat, and if guys and girls out there want to watch it, they can click on the link and watch it.
Yeah, definitely send it to me too, because I'll watch that today.
Okay, I will do. So I'm gonna throw the link in there now. So that's just threw it in the chat there. It's too long because I went to the Marines.mil website to grab it. But you can find it. You can find it on YouTube too. Just type in 249th birthday message and it'll pop up. But I do got a couple of videos. I want to play this one video real quick. It's a moto video. It's 49 seconds. I just want to play it real quick. I think it'll get everybody a little bit hyped up.
Went to Vietnam, went to Vietcong, smoked a lot of grass, smoked a lot of ass. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. Semper Fi, do or die. Turn up the volume, just like a radio, Hi-Fi stereo, pump it up, in the front, pump it up, in the middle, pump it out, in the rear, what that gear, what's that sound of the death dog? Say don't want to run it down your back.
How you like them fucking apples, America?
What's funny, that's a bunch of like poolies. So those aren't even Marines yet. They're still in the delayed entry program.
Yeah. I was
I've always wondered. I've seen the video before. I'm like, who is that guy? The beard, definitely hair not in rags.
Definitely not a recruiter.
Oh, so he's probably a veteran. He's probably.
Oh, yeah. I mean, by the looks of it looked kind of like a CrossFit gym or one of those type of pop-up gym type deals. that they might have brought the poolies to have a competition between recruiting stations, because it looked like there were like 2 or 3 different guidons there.
Yeah. I noticed that too.
So I've been all over TikTok today, all over Facebook world, and seeing all these Marines celebrating the 249th birthday. And I'm excited. I got up this morning, went to church with the wife and kids. It was the first time that I went to church since I had my knee replacement. So coming up on this Tuesday will be 3 weeks, and my healing process is going good. I'm still
already 3 weeks.
It'd be 3 weeks Tuesday. Yeah, it went by pretty friggin' fast, and I'm having a little struggles keeping or bending the knee when I'm walking. I have to remember. Of course, I've been dealing with bad knees for so long that I didn't really bend my knees when I was walking anyway. I looked like Cotton Hill from King of the Hill. You know how he walked most of the time.
That's because you're so bow-legged. That has nothing to do with you not bending your knees.
Bow-legged and pigeon-toed. So like last night we had our 3rd annual veteran and first responder suicide awareness concert. My boy Theory was the headliner, him and Berserk. And the leg that I didn't have surgery on, which is also a bad knee, was hurting worse than the knee that I already had surgery on. I was like, because I was trying to compensate or overcompensate for my other leg and
putting more stress on it.
Yeah, I was putting a lot of stress on it, but no, we had a pretty decent day. Unfortunately, the weather here in Kentucky kind of interfered with the crowd. I was expecting a lot bigger crowd, but the weather I think kept people away because they were afraid it was going to rain. So anyway, it was a great show. Theory and Berserk killed it last night, and then today we get to celebrate something that us as Marines view as a national holiday, our birthday.
Absolutely.
And I tell my wife all the time, she's like, well, she's ready to put Christmas decorations up November 1st. I was like, no. I said, we got to wait to Marine Corps birthday, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, then you can put Christmas decorations up. And she goes, well, Marine Corps birthday ain't a holiday. And I'm like, get the fuck out. Just leave.
It is to us.
Yeah. I was like, it is to every Marine there.
100%.
So,
I've got 3 birthdays.
3.
Yeah. I've got my Marine Corps birthday, right? So today, November 10th, I've got my physical birthday and my other Marine Corps birthday of June 4th when I step foot on Parris Island.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I celebrate that every year.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
So, Deeds, did we show up at the same time at Parris Island? Did we show up at the same time at Parris Island, or do you remember?
You might have been the bus before me, but
yeah, I think it was June 4th.
We ended up in the same platoon, so you might have been the bus before, the bus after.
Oh, you guys went to boot camp together?
Yeah.
So me and Deeds have known each other since 1997. We went to Parris Island together. Boot camp. After boot camp, we went to School of Infantry together. After School of Infantry, we went to 2nd Battalion, 8th Marines Golf Company together. You were in 3rd platoon. I was in 1st platoon.
No, I was in 2nd. You had Staff Sergeant Farmer.
Yes, Staff Sergeant Farmer. Yes. My roommates was Lance Corporal Muncie and Lance Corporal Allison was my roommate.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, I don't
even. I had Fitz and Dowdy. Dowdy texted me today earlier.
Nice. So yeah, I've known Gunny Deeds up there for a really, really, really long time, and I want to give a shout out to Candace. She's laid up sick. She's been in bed for the last 3 days, running a fever of 102. I was like, why didn't you go to the hospital? You should have already went to the hospital. But she's laid up, and hopefully she's going to be feeling better. So
I'll tell you why she didn't go.
Travis,
I just got out of the hospital, and it's terrible. I sat there for 3.5 days on IV fluids, and that was it. I had one of the the nurse's assistant. She goes, "Oh, I forgot you were even here." Really?
Wow.
Seriously?
What?
Definitely.
How can they forget you're there?
Well, I'm not needy. I've been in the hospital so much that I know when I need help from the nurse or an aide or whatever.
Right.
So I don't hit my call button 1,000 times. My IV pump goes off. I hit the button. Hey, come shut this thing off. Or I'll reach up and pause it. And then the new ones don't let you do it. You pause it and it just goes right back like 30 seconds later.
Oh, dang. Okay.
So they just come in, they hang an IV, they hang some, antibiotics, and away they go. And then I don't see anybody until they come and stick me in the morning to get more blood. The little vampires come in,
And so the doctors come in, yeah.
And then the hospitalist comes in, then the surgical team comes in, then GI comes in, and then the new nurse comes in, and it's like, I just want to sleep, man.
Yeah.
So I tell you, I had the best Friday night, dude. I was out. I got home. I think I got discharged at 6:30. Came home, ate some chicken noodle soup, took a shower. I was in bed by 9, and I didn't remember. I don't know anything until 7 o'clock yesterday morning when I woke up.
Wow, dang. I know. When I was in the hospital, I slept the whole time. Like only time I didn't sleep is when the doctors and people were in there. But other than that, I slept the whole time. And then when I came home, I slept for the first day and a half, 2 days, and it just yeah. I can only imagine. I mean, I spent time in the hospital for my kidney stones and stuff I had, and I don't like hospitals. I hate them, really. I do.
I agree. I'm so stubborn. I will do anything before I go to a hospital. I'll sit there and wallow in pain before I go.
Oh yeah, you and me both. Like when I had the kidney stones, I knew I was getting kidney stones because I felt them like traveling, right? And what made them feel better was running a hot tub of water and just soaking in the hot tub of water.
Really?
Dude,
Mhm.
Yes, dude. It friggin' it's amazing. It put it this way, I'd slept in the tub for like 2 hours because I'd run hot water and then it'd get feeling better. And then once it started getting cold again, I'd run more hot water just because it was hurting that bad. But the hot water would help. And then I felt it traveled down from the kidneys down into the to the groin area, and I felt it drop. And then I was able to relax a little bit better. But oh my God, I hate getting kidney stones.
I've never had kidney stones.
Oh, neither, man.
Yeah.
Well, I pray and hope.
Knock on some wood, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You better knock on some wood.
I don't have no wood. I do. Over here. I'll knock on it real quick.
Yeah, you better knock on some wood because kidney stones are terrible.
Yeah.
My mom had kidney stones once. I had to watch her go through that, and she said that it was like some of the worst pain that she's ever felt in her life.
That's what I've been told. It's like the pain is terrible.
Oh, it's
Well, they say it's like a female giving birth. It's
for the most part,
calcium, yeah. And they got spikes, like the kidney stones. Got spikes
remember those little sand spurs?
Yeah,
it's like that but hard. And you pass it, and it's not.
Sometimes
you
can't pass them though. Sometimes
you can't. Sometimes I got
to go in. Don't they gotta go in and like surgically like laser it to break it up so you can pass it and like all that shit? I'm so
well. They have like a sonic blaster they can use on it to help break it up that way. But if they're huge,
they gotta go.
They have to go in, and then they got to put a stent in, and no, I do not recommend getting kidney stones if you can avoid it. I laid off, like literally I drink water 100% of the time. I don't drink anything but sugar-free water with sugar-free packs in it to make the flavor. And then every now and then, like for my birthday and stuff, and I'll drink like soda and alcohol when I do drink, but it's very rare, few and far between. And I dreaded the next day because I'm like, did I drink too much? Because I'm like, it's the soda that I'm worried about. It's not the alcohol, it's the soda, because it makes me bloated. And I try to stay off of soda as much as possible.
There's hardly any time that I don't have like a cran apple in the fridge.
Yeah.
Because that cranberry juice will help break it down and attack all that mess 100%.
Too. So Travis, the last time that me and you were on a live together, you were making a blanket for a fundraiser.
Yep.
How did that go, my friend?
That blanket raised $550 for the fundraiser.
Heck yeah, man. That's freaking
Nice.
amazing.
Nice.
So are you doing it right now? Are you doing that right now? I knew it. I knew it.
No, you're right.
So this is what Travis does. So talk about what you do, Travis, and explain why you do what you do.
Well, like with the blankets.
Yeah, how you got started doing the blankets and what you do with them now.
Sure. So I started Oscar Mike Radio like 8 years ago, and in September, this lady in Georgia, her name is Jill, needed yarn to make blankets for veterans of the VA down there, and it was my first time trying to actually like do something with the show. So I put out the call for yarn donations, and one of my coworkers got wind of it, and she's like, "Yeah, we run a Project Linus club at work, and Project Linus makes blankets for kids with cancer. So we got these bags of scraps, but the only thing is you have to learn how to crochet before we give you the bag of scraps." I'm like, you know what? All right, I can do this. I'll try this out, and I knew what was going to happen. Like they're going to laugh at me trying to do it with these big, huge mitts. They're going to laugh at me, and then they're going to help me. This is how New England women work. They're great, but they want to laugh at you first and kind of make fun of you. Then they'll help you. And that happened. It was comical, but for whatever reason, man, I'm like, F this. I'm not going to let a piece of string and some, a hook beat me. I'm going to crush this thing. I just never quit. And then all of a sudden I started being able to crank these things out. So, I give them the Project Linus, and then if someone has a fundraiser going on, I'll make one and give it to them. And if it raises money, great. And go from there.
So do you mainly do like one color, or what do you got? How do you do that?
Well, some of the military like theme fundraisers, like for veterans nonprofits, I'll do like the camo blanket. There's a couple nonprofits I'll do what I call my American Spirit blanket with the red, white, and blue stripes and all that good stuff. And then I'll have different colors. I'll just pick up with the yarns on sale, and I'll make a blanket and either give it to Project Linus, or if somebody wants it bad enough for a fundraiser, fine. I don't care. I've never kept any of my blankets. I really don't get emotion attached to them. I just do it, and if it raises money, great.
Heck yeah.
So do you do squares and bring them together, or do you do one full piece?
It's called a corner to corner blanket. So it starts off as a triangle and gets bigger.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
No, so my mom crochets.
Nice.
That's why I asked. And then my grandmother Una, I guess she'd been my great grandmother. She at Christmas time always made mittens, either with the string that you had to pass through your coat. She made us hats. She made us socks. So she crocheted all that stuff. So growing up, I grew up in Maine. So when you said New England, I started laughing because that's how my grandmother was. She'd be like, "Hey, you got to try this," and you're like,
"Where in Maine did you grow up?"
Howland, north of Bangor.
Okay, so I've been to Bangor, Cadillac Mountain. My son works for Bath Iron Works.
Oh yeah. So I'm 38 miles north of Bangor.
Yeah, you're up there.
95. Yeah,
you're up there.
I mean, it's center of the state, right? Population wise, it's northern Maine, but geographically, it's center of the state.
Yeah. Well, people don't understand how big Maine actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maine is pretty big, and it gets cold. That's one of the most coldest states in America. So
it's no joke.
It gets cold, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go home. So it's November, I don't go home. They won't see me until like May.
There you go. So we did have a comment. I don't know if that's a Facebook user. I don't know why it's coming up Facebook user, but it says happy birthday, brother Semper Fi. So happy birthday and Semper Fi to you.
Yeah.
And like I said, man, I was all over TikTok earlier today, and like everybody and their brother is on there. And I built a nice little community on there on TikTok, and a lot of Marines on there, a lot of veterans on there. There's another happy birthday to you. I don't know if it's the same person or not. Oh, that's Rich. Oh, that's from Rich. Awesome. Now it's showing up. Rich LaMonica. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What's showing your name first, Rich?
Yeah, I don't know.
User.
I don't know why. Yeah, it's just saying Facebook user, and I don't know why it's just saying.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but anyway, it is our birthday, 249. I'm going to play this other little video I got here. This one is a birthday cadence Never seen this one before, but I liked it when I saw it. So it's 2 minutes long. So let's play this real quick.
Being a rifleman is our creed. Marine Corps. This is what we all need to succeed. Marine Corps. Unite as one, we fight as a team. Marine Corps. And forever we'll all bleed green. Marine Corps. To all Marines who served before. Marine Corps. You're the ones we're screaming for. Marine Corps. Hoorah! 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 A left foot! Left foot! A left foot! Left foot! Next motivator, won't you come on out? He said! Next motivator, won't you come on out? We want to hear you scream and shout. We want to hear you scream and shout. Take it on the left foot. Take it on the left foot. Mighty, mighty left foot. Mighty, mighty left foot. Take it. Take it. I got it. She's got it. Hold this devil dog, where you at? Hold this devil dog, where you at? Cut the cake and pass it on back. Cut the cake and pass it on back. Knife and Mama is the old sword. Knife and Mama is the old sword. One bite for me, another for the court. One bite for me, another for the court. Standing proud in our blues. Standing proud in our blues. Meadows prep with shiny shoes. Meadows prep with shiny shoes. Charge my glass and hold it high. Charge my glass and hold it high. Never forget all those who died. Never forget all those who died. To all who fight, Semper Fi. To all who fight, Semper Fi. A toast to keep the spirit alive. A toast to keep the spirit alive. Home breed, new breed, near and far. Home breed, new breed, near and far. Happy birthday wherever you are. Happy birthday wherever you are. I said hoorah! Hoorah! Marine Corps!
Gotta love it. I love it.
No, I mean, come on, dude. Come on. You got the poor recruits freaking,
No,
marking time.
no, those are DIs.
No, are they DIs?
Though in the background, they're all wearing campaign covers. They're all DIs.
No, not all of them. No,
Yes, they
no.
were. Go back and watch it. They're all
Here.
DIs.
Let's do it again. Let's watch it.
Just do it again.
They were all. I'd missed that then.
All right.
Maybe.
Being a rifleman is our creed. Marine Corps. This is what we all need to succeed. Marine Corps. Unite as one, we fight as a team. Marine Corps. And forever we'll all bleed green. Marine Corps. To all Marines who served before. Marine Corps. You're the ones we're screaming for.
All right.
So no. Go the next one. The next group.
No. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm
that
talking
first
about.
group. No, but go to the next group before she gets called out. They're all back there wearing campaign covers.
All right. So should we play it that far?
No,
So
just fast forward and bring it that part up.
Well, maybe let me see if it'll let me fast forward. I don't know if it will or not.
Rich
but
is
you know what?
confirming that.
But
Yeah,
you know
Rich-
what they do? They do that when they have drill instructor reunions. They'll pull, and those aren't recruits. Those are PFCs and privates and lance corporals. And sometimes even corporals back there, while all these DIs get up there and call their best cadence just so they can make sure they're keeping step. And the reason I know this is because when we were in friggin' Okinawa, Willis and our first sergeant was a DI. And they had a thing down at Hanson of a DI reunion while we were in Okinawa. And they had a bunch of privates, PFCs, lance corporals, and corporals up there friggin' marking time as these DIs got up. These all former DIs got up there and called cadence.
Yeah, I've seen those DI competitions. I've seen.
Yeah.
Those. I'm gonna see if it'll let me fast forward. If not, we'll just watch it. Hold on, let's see. I'm gonna.
Being a rifleman is our creed. Marine Corps. This is what we all need to succeed. Marine Corps. Unite as one, we fight as a team. Marine Corps. And forever we'll all bleed green. Marine Corps. To all Marines who served before. Marine Corps. You're the ones we're screaming for. Marine Corps. Hoorah! 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 A left foot! Left foot! A left foot! Left foot! Next motivator, won't you come on out? He said! Next motivator, won't you come on?
All
So
right,
there's only two in campaign in regular covers. The rest are in campaign covers.
Yeah, they all had campaign covers on.
Except for the two to the right.
Still, man, what a.
And I remember my squadron gunning when I was in Mouse 29 in Jacksonville, North Carolina, on the air station our new squadron gunny. He was a staff sergeant. It was weirdly enough, but
I was a squadron gunny as a staff sergeant.
yeah. So he was a former DI too, and whenever we had like squadron PTs and whatnot, he always loved getting up there and calling the cadence.
Yep. So let's see. I'm gonna see because they do have competitions. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, they have the competitions and then they have reunions all the time. But dude, it's stupid. I watched former Sergeant Major Shine. He lost his battle with the demons. I watched him make a corporal break down and cry.
Oh,
during the stress test part of that reunion.
Yeah,
that dude, he would yell, and we could hear him at the barracks.
What do you mean stress test?
When they get in your face and yell at you to try to break you down.
So First Sergeant Shine was a Southern Baptist minister.
Man,
never cussed. Like this guy didn't cuss, but I seen him make a grown man friggin' cry.
Yeah, break down.
So wait, at DI reunions they do that?
Oh yeah,
yeah, they do.
Yeah, they pull up Marines on the stage and to see if they can break them down.
Yeah, so it's a competition to see how good of a drill instructor you are,
or you remained.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, our barracks were pretty far away from the company office, and you could hear Shine letting into somebody.
Oh yeah.
And you knew if he was letting into somebody, you didn't go nowhere near the office. You definitely didn't step on the damn grass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you were going to be the next one to get it.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't want to.
You know who my favorite Gunner Wright.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. I'm not going to go much into that, but this dude. So Gunner, in a normal conversation, he stuttered a lot, but when he got pissed off,
not once.
So yeah,
he's like, I'm your Bursting Bob, devil dog. But you get him hot.
Yeah.
regular conversation, just like you and I are having right now, but at a higher level.
Yeah.
And that dude knew everything about every weapon system in the Marine Corps or that was indigenous to the Marine Infantry company or battalion.
Yeah.
That dude was so very highly intelligent when it came to weapons.
Yeah. So he was a gunny when he.
You have to. So that's requirement. So to be a Marine Corps gunner, a true Marine Corps gunner, you have to be 16 years in. So prerequisites: 16 years in the Marine Corps, have held or hold the infantry designator. So 03, whatever, 11, 31, 21, 51, 41, whatever down the line, and then acquire the rank of gunny. So that's 3 of the prerequisites to be a gunner.
And then you had to know every weapon system.
Well, then you went to warrant officer school. So you get through warrant officer school, graduate, then you go to gunner school, and then you have to be proficient with and be able to break down, reassemble, fire, test fire, everything with every single weapon system that the Marine Corps infantry regiment has. So everything from the 9mm all the way up to shoulder fire weapon systems. So
these badass motherfuckers.
What's up, sir?
What's going on, devil dogs?
Semper Fi, happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, you motherfuckers.
Happy birthday.
So
was that for all warrant officers then?
No, that's only for the Marine gunners. So the Marine gunner will wear the warrant officer rank on one and then a bursting bomb on the other. So in the air wing, right? So I had the privilege of being in the infantry for 9+ years and then going over to the air wing for 5 years before I was medically retired. They call warrant officer 3s or higher in the air wing gunner. Not the case.
Yeah,
not the case at all.
Officer 5.
Who wanted to be called gunner, which isn't the case. So it's funny. So we had a company gunny who became a gunner Foster, and he just happened to be over at School of Infantry when I was at New River, and then we had this warrant officer 3 or 4, I can't remember, in the AVI shop that kept calling himself gunner. I'm like, I don't see any gunner here. What are you talking about? So I called him up one day. I'm like, hey, sir, you mind coming over to the shop real quick? And we got this guy over here who's calling himself Gunner. And he walked in the shop, and as soon as this warrant officer saw him, he knew why I brought him in. And then they went and had their conversation. And anytime I heard a young Marine call him Gunner, he goes, no. I'm Chief Warrant Officer 3 or 4, whatever it was. I'm not a gunner. A gunner is something special. Dude, I didn't play. I brought my infantry mentality over to the air wing, and that's why I got stuck as the squadron gunny. I only have 3 hours of wrench time on the Osprey. That's it.
Yeah.
The rest of my time I spent upstairs as the sergeant major's bitch, basically.
Yeah.
Because I was stressing the Marines out. But they're Marines.
Damn infantry guys.
I mean, my first day in the shop, I came down from checking in with the boss, went into the shop. I'm in my alphas, and I watched the Lance Corporal walk up and call some staff sergeant bro, and I was like, maybe I missed something here.
Yeah.
And I knew a sergeant bro in the infantry, BROUGH. So maybe I walked in and I didn't hear the staff sergeant part. But then a different Lance Corporal to a different staff sergeant said, dude. And my eyes started twitching. My neck started twitching. I cleared the desk, jump up on it, and I'm just giving everybody hell. And then some gunnies walked in out of the back. And I looked at them like, you three get the hell out of here. And they left. And I just kept giving it to them. And then I fixed my stuff, jumped down off the table. And as I was walking in the back room, I heard one of the staff sergeants say, who in the hell let Satan in our shop? and then right away, like directly after that, and he was a recruiter. Could you imagine the guys he put in? And it just so happened, not a kid that I put in, but a kid that came out of our office. He's like, yeah, he was a recruiter in Florence where I came out of. He goes, yeah, he's pretty intense. He goes, don't piss him off. That's not the guy you want to piss off. And I was like, so it was probably, I don't know, a week later, I got a call from the sergeant major when he got back from the E9 symposium. He goes, hey, you're going to come up here and work for me. He goes, I can't have you down in that shop. I was like, damn it, man.
So
Air my Marines.
I'm a half air winger because Hawk wasn't really grunt or air wing, but we were on an air wing base. It was explained to me, like, look, we might roll differently, but I'm more worried about those Lance Corporals getting the planes ready to go than making sure. And
it's about the aircraft.
They don't stress those guys out at all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, for the Osprey, it's an $83 million piece of machinery, right?
Yeah.
So you've got these E1s, E2s, E3s. I mean, even it was culture shock for me because as an E3, I had a fire team. I had 3 dudes that I was in charge of.
Mm-hmm.
I go over across the river to New River, and you got staff sergeants as mechanics working on the aircraft. I was like, what the hell? You don't get put in a leadership position until you're a gunny. I was like, holy cow, this is not going to work well for me at all. But I mean, you're right. It's about the aircraft, and Marine Corps stuff comes second, which it shouldn't. And that was the discussion I had with the sergeant major at the time. I'm like, listen, they're still Marines, right? They still have to do the basic functions of a Marine and act professional. I was like, where is dude and bro in the rank structure? Because that's where I want to be.
Custom and courtesies, bro. Fucking,
they don't exist.
They taught us.
They don't exist.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'm like,
that's something that we pride ourselves in, you know?
Yeah, if I need to go from staff sergeant to gunny, where's that dude and bro fall in? Because that's where I need to be.
Yeah.
The sergeant major grew up in the air wing. He wasn't an infantry guy that came over. So him and I butted heads a little bit. But he's like, what are you talking about? And then I told him the discussion that I had witnessed. He called all the shop heads up in his office. He goes, listen, this stuff stops. We still have to do the basic functions of Marines. There's still a chain of command. There's still rank.
I was in the air wing and I was on New River. I was in Mouse 29. And I worked in AVI, and I was an electronic countermeasures technician at first. So I worked on the ALQ 144s that would go on the Hueys and Cobras.
Yep.
And, heads up displays, night vision goggles, all that stuff. And then I went to production control. I got fapped out to PC. So I was around a ton of high ranking, officers. And, I had the Chief Warrant Officer 5. I had the captain who was our OIC. I had nothing but master sergeants, master gunnery sergeants. staff sergeants, gunnies, all of them in my mobile facility in my van. And I never once did any of our junior Marines or anybody call any of our staff NCOs or anybody that was higher than them, bro or dude or anything. Man, it was none of that. It was customs and courtesies, like Brian said. You know, it was constant. You know, staff sergeant, gunnery sergeant, sir, whatever the case may be. And I got to develop like a really cool relationship with a lot of those guys too, because when I would walk across from our van pad for AVI to the main hangar, and I would debrief the squadron on what we were doing, for the day, what our plan of action was for the day, what kind of gear we had to work on, and what we were going to do about it for the main PC meeting. I knew a lot of those higher ranking officials like really, really well because I was constantly in communication with them all day. And there still was never any of that dude or bro. So
there's not, but there is.
I
just never heard any of it.
No, you did. How many times did you hear the pilots call each other by their call sign and not their name and rank?
Oh yeah,
I do feel that the air wing was probably a little bit more lax. Like I was in supply, you would never call fucker dude. You would have called anybody, NCO or above, fucking anything other than their rank, bro. And not even fucking around, call them just their last name or something. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe it was just my squadron because there was. I never, between us, like as work centers and everybody on the van pad for like all the different work centers that were in AVI for Mouse 29, at least for our squadron, there was nothing but the professionalism. If we're all boys and we're outside of the work environment, then dude, bro, whatever, it doesn't matter.
And what was your time frame, bro? When was your time?
I was 2010 to 2015
Yeah, I was already retired.
I joined. I left for boot camp, like you said, for your third birthday, the day that you set foot. I wasn't Paris Island. I'm a Hollywood Marine, but I left for boot camp and stepped on the yellow footprints November 15th of 2010.
Oh no, so shit!
I was in boot camp for fucking my first time
being away from home. Anniversary.
Yeah, I know. My first time ever being away from home for holidays, because like Thanksgiving isn't really as big in my family anymore, but Christmas is a huge one, and I had never missed a Christmas.
You went through them all.
I was in boot camp for Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking hated it, dude. But the cool thing about it was that all of my drill instructors were gunnery sergeants.
Oh,
so
wow.
Yeah. Well, except for one. There was one staff sergeant, but he got promoted mid-cycle to gunny. And that was a mind fuck in itself, because when you're over there requesting permission to speak to this man, you call him, staff sergeant on accident after he gets promoted, and he just
yeah.
Like take you and choke slam you to the fucking floor.
He probably loved that though. He probably loved that, man.
I guarantee. It got his rocks off for sure, because he got to let loose and fuck you up.
Dude, the only gunny
another reason to fuck these fools up.
The only gunny we had was the series gunny and the company gunny. That was it. We had two sergeants and two staff sergeants.
I had all three gunnies.
Oh, we had 4 DIs.
Yeah, we did too. We had the senior drill instructor who was a gunny, and then I had 2 gunnies, and then my kill hat was a staff sergeant that got promoted mid-cycle.
Dude, that's crazy.
I had a gunny and 3 staff sergeants.
Yeah. And all the rest of the platoons in my company, they all had like sergeants and staff sergeants.
You got the heavy platoon then.
I had the gunnies.
Well, so and you probably got that because your senior was a gunny, and they didn't want a gunny with a staff sergeant senior.
Yeah.
Are they starting to lower? Are they starting to lower it now where corporals can be drill sergeants? They haven't gone that. No,
they haven't gone there yet. No, because the Marine Corps. If the Marine Corps would have stayed on par with what their numbers were, then they would have. But with them lowering their numbers, they're still.
Yeah, we're still hitting them. We're still hitting all our numbers, right?
Yeah.
I think the only branch hitting it, right?
Well, yeah, the only branch that's hitting recruiting and retention.
Yeah. Really?
I
Yeah.
want to say the Navy hit their numbers this year after they really
They missed by like
very
low.
Hang on,
they lowered the standards. Now you don't even need a diploma anymore. You just got to be able to pass their test
for the Navy.
But you don't even have to be a high school. You don't even have to be a high school graduate anymore for the
You
Navy.
did it in 2000, early 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. Either as long as you had so many. Yeah, as long as you had so you had to have been a sophomore in high school and obtained so many hours in Job Corps, and then they could have taken you.
So according to Navy.mil, the Navy exceeded its fiscal year recruiting 24-year recruiting goals by contracting almost 41,000 new recruits. So that was a significant increase over 23. And they did
bro.
it.
Yeah,
so they must have done it the last week.
Fucking recruiters were out there working hard.
Well, they lowered a lot of the standards, like your TATs and law enforcement issues are all like lowered.
Is that DOD wide or is that just for the Navy?
Just for the Navy.
Yeah, that was so the Navy and the Marine Corps are the only two. Yeah.
So you don't need a tattoo waiver to join the Marine Corps anymore?
It depends on where the location and how big.
Usually, it's supposed to be above the elbows, I believe. You're not supposed to have sleeves.
Not
you
no more.
have sleeves now.
You can't have sleeves, but it can't go below your wrist bone. And your hand has to be able to cover
it. Yeah, that's how it was.
It is.
Yeah,
but you can't have anything below the wrist bone and nothing above the collarbone.
Yeah.
The only thing is if you have a ring tattooed is the only thing below your wrist bone that you can have.
Yeah.
I tell people, here's a wild idea: don't get tattoos. Why take a needle and inject yourself with chemical dye? There's no reason to do that. Just don't do it.
That, man. What are you talking about? I love these motherfuckers.
Well, I mean, good for you guys, but I don't have any.
Here's another thing. So, kind of piggybacking off what Travis said about meeting their goal. Next year, starting fiscal year 25, the Navy will have around 11,000 recruits in their pulley program, in the delayed entry program. So they're already.
So they stockpiled this year for next year.
Yeah, they're already trying to take you credit because they're worried about fucking having to meet the quota next year.
Yeah. So they didn't meet they might have met their recruiting
standards much more than they already have. So
yeah, they might have met their recruiting mission, but they didn't meet their shipping mission because every branch, it doesn't matter what branch you are, you ship to boot camp based on when your school starts for your primary MOS.
Yeah. I actually didn't know that.
And Marine Corps like that too.
Every branch is like that.
Yeah.
That way you're not sitting in limbo for months from the time you graduate recruit training to the time you go to your A school.
Well, that's weird because I wasn't supposed to
leave
camp until January of 2011. And my recruiter called me one night and was like, "Hey, do you want to leave to boot camp early?" And
a slot opened.
Yeah. So he was like, because I really didn't want to leave early. I wanted to spend that last Christmas with my family. And he was just, and then he's like, I told him, I was like, I don't really think so. I think I'm going to stick to my original shit date. And he was just like, well, why don't you and your mom come talk to me at the recruiting office? It's not open right now, but I'll go open it for you guys right now. We'll have a serious conversation. And I was like, okay.
So here's the deal with the Marine Corps. Okay. The Marine Corps has a recruiting mission, a ship mission, and a retention mission.
Okay.
So the recruiting station itself, so for let's say RS Louisville, had 9 recruiting substations underneath that, to include Cincinnati, Fairfield, Ohio, Evansville, Indiana. I'm trying to think where else the other one, Clarksville, and I think the rest were in Kentucky. So we had to every month, me, Sam Deeds, I had to be on for 4. I had to recruit 4 able-bodied males or females every single month.
Okay.
As a station, so RSS Florence, we had to ship X amount of people per month, X amount of males, X amount of females.
Okay.
So you have your recruiting mission for the month, and the station has a ship mission every month. But the recruiting station, Louisville as a whole, has a much larger pool, and they just break that down to who has the bigger pool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was kind of like you, Theory. I was going through summer school, and I was supposed to ship at a later date, and Gunny Groach come to me and said, "Hey, we got a slot that opened. Do you want to leave early?" And it was only a couple weeks between the my ship dates, and I'm like, let's rock and roll. And I'm thankful I did take that slot, because I mean, that's where I met Deeds, because I don't think I would have met him if I had waited till later. So
I mean, even another week you wouldn't have, because you would have been in 2nd Battalion.
Right, I would have been in 2nd Battalion. So I definitely thankful that I did take that spot. And and luckily, the Marine Corps, even though that we downsized, we're still hitting our numbers. And somebody said that there's a projection that retention rate is going to drop this year coming up for the Marine Corps. I don't know why.
They probably will. But they probably stopped offering incentives. So when I retired, well, just before I retired, they started offering reenlistment incentives for like jump school. What air winger needs to go to jump school? None. Yeah. It's just that nice little jump wings you get to wear on your uniform to show everybody else. You're not going to maintain jump status. You're not going to get paid for it. It's just a nice little decoration for you to have on your uniform, right? Scuba school and some of these other schools, that you don't pertain to your job.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, even as infantry guys, we don't need jump wings and scuba bubble and all that crap. It's a good, nice to have on the uniform, but you don't need it.
Yeah.
It's not a necessity. Now, unless you plan on going to recon, or if you plan on going to what is now MARSOC, I mean, even then, it's like, oh.
But isn't that a requirement for MARSOC though now? Because you have to do your ANS, and then
you have to do the schools after. So MARSOC is weird, because MARSOC is a one and done tryout. You don't get to go back and try to challenge the course. So even if you pass the selection process, doesn't mean you're gonna get selected.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So, but you do not need jump school as a prerequisite. You don't need scuba school.
No, not as a prerequisite, but what I was saying, because I thought about doing it.
After. Yeah. Those are mandatory schools after.
I had to go to like some briefing or whatever because like my gunny was like, hey, if you're interested in potentially doing this, they're doing a little class about it, and they're going to give you all sorts of information. You can go to it. It's at this time. So I was like, yeah, I'm interested. So I legit wanted to do it. And they were like, yeah, it goes through, you go through your assessment and selection course. And then after that, it's like 9 weeks of special forces training. So you do jump school, you do scuba school, you do
SEER school.
Yeah, SEER school, all that stuff. And then after that is a little more based off your specific MOS. So whether you were like 372, you were like critical skills operator, and you were boots on the ground, or you were support, or whatever the case may be, you do your school for that.
Yeah, your COM, your NBC, whatever it is.
Yeah, I wanted to do it, and then they told me that I would have had to put in an extension just to even do the ANS. And I was like, at that time, my now wife, this was back in 2015, and I was like almost getting my first child born. So I was like, at that point, I was wanting to get out. And
if they're going to spend that much money on you to send you to all these specialty schools, they want their time.
Yeah. So I would have had to re-enlist, and I would have re-enlisted and done it had we not gotten pregnant with my daughter. But after I found out that she was pregnant, I was like, all right, it's time for me to transition out.
Yeah. So you were on a 5-year contract?
Yeah. Because for
because your school, right?
Yeah, it was a year long for my school. I had to do. I went to Pensacola after I went to MCT.
Yeah,
and then I was there for 6 months, and then I went to where was it? Cherry Point. I was in Cherry Point for my C school, and that was, I think, like 2 months or something. So it was like almost a year long. So they tacked on an extra year onto my active duty contract and just took off a year for my IRR. So I was whatever. That's fine.
Yep.
Heck yeah. So Brian, what are you doing? You're in San Diego, right?
Yeah, bro. Literally just passed MCRD a little bit ago.
Nice.
I was just like, bet those guys are having fun today.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
I'm glad that I wasn't. I mean, Willis and I were June, July, August, and into September, beginning of September at Paris Island. So the only thing that we really missed was the 4th of July, but we didn't miss that because they brought our butts out onto the friggin' parade deck and we got to watch the fireworks, but then they smoked us after we got back in.
Yep.
You know,
put us in
the
late.
I mean,
my
like
birthday.
it was like a quiet smoke, so you had to be very quiet because it was after lights out, and we're in there getting friggin' smoked. You know, you have to be quiet about it. You can't say it's like.
That's how it was for us too. We got to watch the Super Bowl during Marine Week after we did the Crucible, and we were all in the fucking theater on base, and we got to watch the Super Bowl, and it was the coolest fucking thing. And we were like, we're Marines now. We're going through Marine Week. It's going to be a skate ass week. And my drill instructors, you know, we made all sorts of noise. We were having fun. And then we get back to the fucking squad bay, and he was like, so how much fun did you guys have? And we were like, hoorah! And then all of a sudden he's like, each one of you motherfuckers is going to pay for it right now.
Damn.
I think just because you're in Marine Week right now, you think you're going to get off easy? Nah, you had some fun. You're going to pay for that fun. And we got fucked up.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine what it's like at either San Diego or Paris Island right now on the Marine Corps birthday.
Yeah.
Not at all. I mean, especially out there. I mean, it's only, 5 o'clock out there?
Yeah.
So they're still living it up. And I mean, I'm sure they're still getting smoked here.
There's still a little bit of some daylight for them out here. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
They're still working.
Travis, what do you want to say up there, Travis?
So I went in May of '95, and Memorial Day was like a day we didn't get fucked with. 4th of July was second phase Camp Pendleton. They were like, hey, they're going to have fireworks if you guys want to watch them. But they ran us so hard. By 7 o'clock, we were all in bed doing fire watch. There was I don't remember any fireworks. I didn't watch them.
Wow.
Yeah, I turned 19 in boot camp. Just kept that to myself, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They knew.
Oh, because there ain't no fucking birthday but the Marine Corps birthday. You know what I mean? So, you don't even want to say nothing, man, because as soon as they find out some shit, or you even be like, today's my birthday. Oh, really, motherfucker? Well, happy birthday. Get up here. I'm going to smoke you.
Yeah.
So I'll smoke 5 of your friends, 2 for you.
Bring me the 2 to your right, 2 to your left. Bring it with you.
Fuck it. Grab him. Come on.
So if Deeds got thrashed, my name was called next. If I got thrashed, Deeds was called next. So we were
Did you guys go in a buddy program? Or
no.
I was gonna say a good thing because they fucked with anybody that did the buddy program too.
We had a pair of
buddy program together. Anytime one of them fucked up, they both fucked up immediately.
Travis is leaving us.
I gotta go run see some of the Marines guys.
Yeah, I gotta get out here.
Man.
I've been it myself.
Yeah. Thanks, Travis.
You guys.
Happy
birthday, brother.
Yeah, all right.
Birthday.
Yeah, no, we had they were either cousins or brothers that had the same last name, but I can't remember the Sarton brothers.
Oh yeah, the Sarton brothers.
Cousins,
yeah,
we're cousins. But yeah.
They'll fuck with you bad if they know you even have any relation.
They didn't mess with those two boys.
The funny thing about me when I was in boot camp, there was Arlie Ermey's grandson was in my company.
Oh wow!
So and they didn't know at first, and he wasn't in my platoon. He was in the same building, like the same squad bay as me, but he was 2 floors up.
Okay,
and so. Once the drill instructors found out who his grandfather was, oh my God, every breath that kid made, he was getting fucked up for it. Like there was nothing that you could do. Like if you were caught like in the chow hall, like looking at this kid, they would tell the drill instructors and then they'd bring you. Like I got called a couple times to go up to their spot just to get fucked up. Because they saw me like sitting next to this kid or like exchanging something, some kind of word with this kid. And I just heard all the time, they called him Bolt. And so you just hear constantly Bolt, like a million times a day. And you just felt so bad for this kid, dude. But like we had it so bad on Christmas, man. You guys are talking about birthdays there. You know how like they tell you in boot camp not to send like food or fucking whatever. Yeah. So Christmas Eve hits and we have mail time where, mail call, they're giving you your letters, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, our drill instructor, our senior, comes in with a fucking huge trash bag. And we were like, that much mail? Like, what the fuck? And he's like, what do you guys think this is? We don't know. Takes out a bunch of little baggies with like fucking chocolates and candy canes and shit. And it was from one of our recruits. All right, Brian, happy birthday, brother.
Semper Fi, brothers. Happy birthday. We'll see you guys.
Yeah.
Roger.
So they had this, one of our recruits' grandmothers had sent a goodie bag, like a bunch of goodie bags for everybody. There were 72 goodie bags in there, and they found out who it was from. It was Gattuso. Mike Gattuso was his name, was the recruit. He's still a good friend of mine, but his grandma sent 72 individually wrapped like goodie bags with candy canes and chocolates and fucking little shit for Christmas, like little snacks and stuff.
God.
And so the drill instructor is like, Gattuso, get up here. So he gets called to the quarterdeck, and then the senior comes back out with a clipboard, and he has a list of all of the recruits in our platoon. And he's like, Gattuso is about to get fucking IT'd. And I'm going to read off each individual name. And when I call your name, you're going to come up to this quarterdeck and you're going to eat everything in this fucking bag.
While he's getting smoked.
And he is not going to stop getting IT'd until I go through all 71 other recruits.
Oh, damn.
Because what the fuck did we say to you not to tell, or to tell your fucking parents and friends and family members not to send food, not to send magazines, not to send nothing. And you didn't fucking listen. So now he's going to pay for it. And you guys are probably going to have the shits for the next week.
Oof. I can only imagine.
It was like
how many people get sick?
Oh, yeah. Because we're sitting there, you got to fucking we're crunching away at these fucking candy canes, and there's like 4 or 5 pieces of chocolate in there, those Santa Claus shaped chocolates and Hershey kisses and shit. And we're all huffing them down, trying to make it so he does. It took like 45 minutes that this kid was getting annihilated on the quarterdeck.
I can only imagine. So, Deeds, do you remember Sergeant Brown?
What? So. The one part about Sergeant Brown, like the part,
the part,
dude.
Oh, there's one part that must mean it's good.
Yeah. So Willis and I, we were the very last platoon in the company, top floor, and we were both on the port side of the barracks. Well, Brown was our junior. He was like fresh out of school. We were his first platoon.
Oh God.
He was maybe
4'5".
Yeah, nah, he might have been like Jesus. 5. He might have been he was like 5'5", 5'6". He was short.
Yeah.
Big I mean, even the DIs, he had to wear the big friggin' thick Coke bottle glasses.
Oh yeah.
This dude loved walking across the friggin' Foot Lockers. One day. Oh yeah. Yeah. One day he had
taller.
One day he had the bright idea to run across them, and we had some that were ragged, and he freaking fell through, and he took out like 4 racks. Like 4 racks. Dude, we lost it. We completely lost it. And here comes the heavy, here comes the senior, here comes the other drill instructor, Staff Sergeant Strive. They all come running out. Dude, we got friggin' smoked.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Brown, we don't see Brown anywhere the next day.
Yeah.
The day after that, we're getting woken up by Staff Sergeant Bell. This dude was 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", big cock diesel dude. And it was his first platoon. So he was on lead series.
Yeah.
And they made him and Brown switch.
Oh God,
dude! Let me tell you, that guy was intense.
So Sergeant Brown was one of those guys.
Literally, he's a motor T guy, right?
I think so. Yeah. Like when he came up and he got in your face, like I'm 5'7".
His bill hit me here.
Yeah, his bill was hitting us right here. Like we couldn't see his eyeballs, so it was like we had no. I didn't have.
He's yelling at my chest.
Yeah,
and he's like, he'd be like. I'm like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah,
why is the pygmy yelling at me?
Yeah, I had no. I thought
he got moved. He got moved for loss of confidence in the platoon.
Yeah, it was bad, and I don't see how he. Honestly, I don't know how if he made it as a drill instructor. I don't know how.
Yeah, I think he went over to Shoemaker's platoon.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll have to check with Shoe.
My kill hat that was I think we were his second or third cycle, and that was the one that got promoted to gunny mid-cycle for us. Okay. Well, he had it was Staff Sergeant Rojas, Gunnery Sergeant Rojas after he got promoted, obviously, but he had a really thick accent, like a Hispanic accent.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times when he was yelling at you, you couldn't really understand what he was saying. Hi, Sadie. Hi. This is my little one. But you couldn't really understand what he was saying. So sometimes it would almost make you laugh, like, because you couldn't take it serious. And anytime that he caught you even remotely smiling, he would make you pay for it later. But he was one of the people who I was noticed like day one from him, because apparently I moved too slow, but I didn't. I was moving faster than everybody else, almost. But like I was just the unlucky soul that got pointed out, and he just made my life hell for the whole cycle. But the one that I was most scared of was my prac hat, and he was the one that's supposed to teach you all your Marine Corps knowledge and all that stuff. So staff's when I was Gunnery Sergeant fucking what the fuck was his name? I can't even remember his name. But he was the quiet one, and you always kind of thought that he was just super chill. He never really raised his voice.
That's how Stribe was too. He was our knowledge guy, real quiet, but
he was so scary, dude. He had one of those where like he just come talk to you like this. You understand me?
Yeah.
But he would whisper shit in your ear, and he'd be like, "I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna fuck you."
That was Stripe.
Oh my god! But it would send chills down your fucking body, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, dude, I'm terrified of this man."
Yeah. He'd just pop up behind you, and you'd see the brim of that hat, and you want to look, but you're like, "Oh, if I look, I'm gonna get smoked." And all of a sudden, you just start hearing chatter. Yeah, that's how Stripe was, man. He was like a freaking ghost. He'd just pop up
like
behind
you,
beside you.
Yeah. Like a couple times I was getting IT'd, and I would be doing push-ups and face to the deck, and they would tell me to stop, and I'd stop, and then I'd see two heels or two toes, and then his heels would click, and I automatically knew that was like his calling sign. So he would put his feet, he would come with his feet parallel, and then his heels would click, and it would go to a 45.
Yeah.
And you would just see just the toes, and then you'd see him turn like that, and you're just like, "Oh fuck,
I'm done."
I know exactly who that is.
Yeah.
Like there was smoked. Yeah, and he was the guy that actually. So one kid that left from my recruiting station, his last name was Cognac. I can't remember who he was or his first name, but he was in my platoon in boot camp, and we had just tried to keep that bond because we were from the same recruiting station. So I got your back during boot camp, you got my back, whatever, blah 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 blah. This kid was the biggest piece of trash when we got to boot camp. And he got fucked with so hard, he tried to hang himself with his boot strings.
Oh,
damn!
Sad thing, right? But he was sent home. I think they ad-sept him for like failure to adapt to a military lifestyle.
Yeah.
But he got me fucked up so bad one day because apparently he heard, or our drill instructors heard a bunch of us saying that Cognac was a piece of shit. Because he used to get everybody fucked up because he wouldn't do what he was told. So
we had Romy.
Yeah.
Romy.
Everybody pays the price for that one kid's fuck up, right?
Yes.
So it's like,
yes.
So he constantly got us all fucked up, and we were tired of it. And we were like, dude, if you're not going to give a shit, then fuck
we're
you.
Gonna take care of
right. Yeah, we're gonna take care of it. That's when blanket parties happen and all that stuff. So it's like fuck you. Well, he got me fucked up so bad one day. I got rifle IT'd, and it was for like 35-40 minutes. I was on the quarter deck while all the rest of the recruits are sitting online in front of standing at parade rest in front of their foot lockers, and I'm getting rifle IT'd. And he would tell me that this will stop if you admit that Recruit Koniak's a piece of shit. And I couldn't tell if it was a test or not, because like, you're not supposed to turn on your brothers, so it's like, are you testing me right now? So I would say, no, Recruit Koniak is not a piece of shit. And well, keep going. And just got me so fucked up. And then finally at the end, I broke, and I was just like, he's a piece of shit. We all fucking hate him. And I lost it. And I was like, we all fucking hate him. He's a piece of shit. He gets us all fucked up all day, every day. We can't fucking stand him. And they were just like, that's all I needed to hear. And the next day I woke up and he was rack was fucking cleared. His Foot Locker was cleared. And the drill instructors told us that night he tried to hang himself with his boot string.
Damn.
And so they were like, we can't fucking have that in our corps. We don't want weaklings like that. So we fucking sent him packing.
Yeah, we had Private Romy.
Dude, that kid peed on himself all the time. Like he had to have weak bladder, small bladder, or something. But we were in the line at the theater to sign up for the bank for what would we have, Fort Sill National Bank.
Fort Sill, yeah.
So we were in the line for the theater to go in to get our bank brief, and he requested to go to the bathroom, and they told him no. This dude pissed all over himself, and then like he would wake up in the middle of the night and request permission to make a head call. Like he'd get online and request permission, and then he'd say, "Aye, sir," and go back to sleep. And you're like, "What in the hell just happened?" And
we didn't have to ask for permission after lights out.
No, he was asleep. He was sleepwalking.
Oh fuck!
So and he was across the squad bay from me. So the senior one day, trying to be a nice guy. Hey, what's some funny things that happens after lights out? So somebody, I don't know who it was, told him about Romy. About 2:00 in the morning, here comes our heavy, and he's standing right at the line where Romy would be. Romy gets up, questioned permission to make a head call, and the DI said no. Romy woke up and pissed all over himself. Yeah. We were in the shower one time, and he just let it go in the shower.
Oh yeah, while we were doing the wagon wheel.
While we were doing PT shower.
Oh my god!
Just pissing on people.
Peeing on people. He got thrashed.
Yeah, he got in trouble. I mean, they took bleach and they took bleach and the laundry detergent and his scuzz brush and his toothbrush. I mean, they got him a new one. So for everybody that's listening, they gave him a new one. Yeah, they made him scrub both, because we had 2 separate showers. They made him scrub both of the showers by himself because he just freestyle peed all over the place. So
he just didn't care. Yeah, he didn't care.
And then we
didn't last long after that.
Yeah, there was a kid. I'm not going to say his name because he's having some issues. But there's a kid that came out of Maine with me, and we ended up calling him Crapper because we'd be running the circuit course by 1st Battalion, and all of a sudden you just see a dude bolt out of line. And you're like, oh, who just left the formation? I mean, we're in a formation run.
Yeah.
And you look, and it's like, oh, it's him. And you just see poop strumming down his leg. Couldn't even make it. Barely. He didn't make it to. Me to the wall from the outhouse, and he just loses it. Or we were doing a PFT one day, and I don't know if it was Willis, because Willis was on the small end. Because you lined up big end to small end to partner up, but somebody was holding his legs. We ended up having to come inside to do. We did sit up when we first came in.
It wasn't me.
So, and then they switched to crunches. But whoever was holding his feet, all of a sudden you just hear.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
And the DIs are losing it. Crapper just shit himself again. But this dude did it like 4 or 5 times throughout boot camp.
Yeah,
that's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like,
no, thankfully we didn't have any of that.
So I went to school with him when we were in like 3rd and 4th grade, and he got expelled. Actually, got completely kicked out of the school district. He kicked the English teacher in the ass one day. Like,
oh shit!
Literally, just lost his mind and kicked her in the ass. And then he ended up going to a different school district. So I would see him in time to time in passing, and then I found out he joined the Marine Corps too. I was like, oh no,
Yeah,
this is not going to be good. And then we ship the same day. We go. We're in the same platoon, and I'm like, oh, please don't tell anybody you know me. Please don't tell. And nobody ever made the connection. But then we had another kid. We had another kid that came out of Maine with us who he was doing great, but he purposely failed that midway test 4 times just to get sent home. And they gave him an EdSep. And they're like, Deeds, you got to study with him. I'm like, because I think I was 3rd squad leader at the time, and he was in my squad, and I had to study with him. And then he failed, and I got kicked out of the squad leader position because he failed. I'm like,
yeah,
I passed.
You're letting down your Marines, though.
But he knew all the answers.
Yeah. Well, and he failed purposely.
He failed on purpose, you know. So,
that's so
I mean, it's just some crazy stuff that happens at boot camp and the things. And I had to go do suicide watch one night at boot camp. I'm like,
yeah. We had one a couple times. Yeah, there was a couple recruits that the drill instructors were a little nervous about, and they would have us on suicide watch, and you know they would pull some of us to the side and be like, hey, you know, keep an eye out.
For we had to go to our BAS and do it.
Yeah.
Oh
They might not even have been for our guys. It was somebody within
our company.
Within the company.
Yeah.
But you had to go over there, and I'm like, what do I do?
Yeah,
we didn't. I can't put my hands on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then,
then
there was.
I know that we had a guy who was like kind of borderline autistic. And he made it all the way through. He was a great guy. His name was Fisher. And he was the nicest kid. And it turns out that he was actually put on that suicide watch because the drill instructors would fuck with him a lot. And you know, I guess I don't know if it was like a waiver or something that he had to sign or whatever, because you could tell when you were talking to him that there was something kind of wrong with him.
No, his recruiter coached him is what happened.
Yeah, probably. So like when we were in boot camp, I just remember the best memory that I had with that guy was we were practicing for our final drill, and the drill my drill hat was like, all right, no ditties. We don't want you to say ditties. We don't want you to say nothing. I want this to be silent. I'm trying to hear the crack of those rifles. Nothing. And we were like, you know, aye, sir, whatever. And he's like, all right. And I think we were going from port arms to order arms. He goes,
he calls out the ditty.
He goes, order. And you just hear Fisher go, arms. And he was the only one.
Oh God.
And the drill, and it was the first time that we all saw our drill instructor like break character, like because you know, and you just see him, and he's got his you know, his shoulders are moving up and down, and he's covering his face, and he's trying not to show that he's laughing, and all of us are just
trying to hold it in.
We were trying so hard not to laugh. And then he gave us a minute, and he's like, all right, let it out. And we all fucking laughed. And then he was like, all right, lock it up. And we didn't get fucked up for it either. So he actually gave us like a genuine moment to just lose it and laugh because it was too funny.
Yeah, we had a couple guys that they're like, hey, Weimer, you got dental today.
Weimer.
Sir, this recruit just had dental. We have drill today. You have dental. Go.
Yeah.
we don't need to see you until noon.
Yeah.
But then we had
you guys when you had dental, did you have to do that stupid fucking right hand is yes, left hand is no, and point to your fucking mouth when you were
No.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
I had all 4 of my wisdom teeth taken out in boot camp. And yeah, that was terrible. And I was awake for the whole process too.
How was that light duty though? You didn't have to do anything for like what, 2 days?
Well, yeah, so I still had to PT and everything, but the basically I would get like my pain pills, like, you know, the drill instructors would ration them out to you, you know, call me up, you know, Dorval, get the fuck over here, you know, take my little fucking pain pill, and then they'd be like, get the fuck out of my face. But other than that, I still had to PT, but everything that because for the first 24 hours, I'm not supposed to talk.
Yeah.
So they told me left hand means no. And right hand means yes, and you point to your fucking mouth. And I can't tell you how much I got fucked with just for that. Like,
Have you freaking?
Are you fucking gay, Dorfeld? Is that your fucking right hand? That's your right hand. What a bitch. And oh my God, I would get it constantly. And like, you don't know. And like,
yeah.
Are you trying to get fucked up? No. And like, they'd ask you all sorts of crazy questions and and I was just like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
We had to do that. Yeah, it was stupid.
Dude.
Well, fellas, I hate to cut it, but
we got to talk about Chima real quick before we cut off.
Go for it.
So we had this guy, I want to say he was from Africa somewhere. Last name was Chima and barely spoke English. Isa. Yes, sir. No, sir. So we're in there doing inspection arms in the barracks one day. And I think we were getting ready for graduation or no, the company commander's inspection just before graduation.
Oh God. Yeah.
And freaking Chima does his thing, freaking, back here.
Yeah.
Drill instructor grabs it. So drill instructor does his thing, looking at it, cleanliness. Friggin' Chima friggin' goes to grab it like a DI did. When he did, his elbow hit where the magazine well is and went out. And he hit the drill instructor in the nuts with the butt stock.
Oh God.
He's like, drill instructor's like, whoa, Chima, you just hit drill instructor in the nuts. Yes, no. All of us just lost it. And the DI just looked at us. He goes, all right, that's enough. You guys got one. But dude, I mean,
yes, sir.
Dude, that was hilarious.
I mean, what do you say? What do you say? No, I didn't do that.
Well, especially with his.
Oh, now you're calling me a fucking liar?
Yeah, the broken English and the way that he used to. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
There was no intensity. It's exactly how I'm saying. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. And it's like, and he never got any louder.
Yeah.
Never got any softer. That's just what it was. And when he did that, when I watched that butt stock go right into the drill instructor's nuts, I was like, oh, this is not going to be good.
Yeah.
And he's like, you just hit drill instructor in the nuts, right? Yes, sir.
Oh, hell. All right,
well, I know Willis wants to get out of here. Well, before you play anything, Willis, gents, raise your glass, raise your bottle, whatever, to all the Marines that came before us, the ones that are currently serving, and especially the ones that didn't make it back home. Happy Marine Corps birthday, everybody.
Hoorah.
Gotta go.
So, Mr.
You gotta have your cake too.
Yeah, you gotta eat cake. I didn't bring no cake. I
didn't get cake, but I'll have some ice cream.
Of course, I don't eat cake in for my birthday or anything. I just don't eat cake. But
Willis.
No, now my wife wants to go get cake.
New York cheesecake.
I don't like cheesecake.
What is wrong with you?
All right, I'm gonna play Backpack Raps by Mr. Theory.
Oh, hey, thank you.
And you didn't even play it last night. I was disappointed.
Yeah, I know, man. But like I said, dude, we were told that we needed to censor it.
I know.
I was like, all right. It was hard to just make a censored playlist. And then we get to the venue and he's like, yeah, there's no kids here. You don't have to censor yourself. And I'm, what the fuck? I've done so much different.
Yeah, y'all slayed it anyway. But anyway, this is Backpack by Marine Corps Veteran Theory. Backpack Raps.
Yeah.
Some backpack raps. Turn it up. Hey yo, life's a bitch and then you die. Yeah, we knew that, but screw that. I'll toast to the future, not where the crew at. It's FTB until I'm 6 feet deep. Yeah, we done started a movement, a leader, never been a sheep. So I don't follow the crowd, I'm trying to make my own lane. Lost a lot in this life, but I still got more to gain. Never take for granted the fans who've been waiting for the day I blow like Nagasaki on everyone, ignoring the name. Verses pour from my mind like that Kentucky bourbon. But I was born in the shy, my mentality's urban. Never was sure about my purpose, but I know one thing's for certain. I came here to fuck up the game till I'm wanted for murder. Gotta be honest though, I know I got talent and I'm driven to make my vision come to fruition. No indecision, achieved a lot in life that some said I wouldn't. So what's the difference when it comes to this rap shit they saying I couldn't? Bound to fail, I ask them why. Cause I'm white in my 30s, I got a family and work a normal fucking job. You must be kidding, man, that fuels the fire. And I'm prepared as I get bigger for haters to put me through the wire. But I won't let it they bring me down, I got that tunnel vision. Like a horse in a derby, I'm just focused on winning. Passing up my peers, no wonder why I'm always grinning. But when it comes to my enemies, my trigger finger itching. Don't like the negativity, I'm only moving up. So if you ain't with me on the grind, then how can you say I don't do enough? Soon enough, they all go see I proved enough and rock with it. All from the bottom, there ain't no stopping it. Music's my passion and I made a promise to always crush whatever the fuck was in front of me. So let's be honest, do I? Hell yeah, they know the flow dumb. And one thing's for certain, if you don't chase your dream, it won't come. But you can't ever chase your dream if you don't run. So I'm gunning for the tip top, homie, and then some. Make it a habit of smashing raps in my backpack like snack packs. I got my cat backwards, listening to Mac Miller. Got some Nikes on my feet, running them laps around my peers, but they too proud and cocky to admit defeat. But I ain't taking prisoners, they on my plate. It's time to eat, it's time to show them what I'm about, cause then they'll want a fucking feature. What a piece, that's cool though. I really can't blame them, they'd rather do a track with your boy, cause they won't be getting nowhere if they hate them. But in the end, I love this hip hop shit, so I'm gone, got a plane to catch. Kick rocks, bitch.
Yeah.
There you go. That's your boy Theory right there. Check him out on all streaming platforms. TH30RY. Give him a like and follow.
Yeah, a lot of new stuff coming up, man. A lot of new stuff.
Hell yeah, I'm excited, bro. I put this way, the set list that you and Joey put on last night, Berserk put on last night, I knew pretty much every word to every song that y'all sang. So I was loving it. And then here's my daughter. Like I listen to it all the time, like Berserk and Theory all the time. And my oldest daughter, Grace, her favorite song is Naughty. So Joey has never performed that live. Well, he did last night for my daughter. That was super cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
And Grace's face when he started singing, bro, it was just God.
As soon as she heard the beat drop, I looked over at her and like her face lit up like a Christmas tree. She was smiling like crazy.
Oh yeah, it was man, it was awesome. So we did our 3rd annual Veteran and First Responder Suicide Awareness. So if you're a veteran and you're in crisis, 988*1. Reach out to them. You can call them, you can text them, you can go online, you can chat with them. Talk to somebody. It could be anybody. And we know as veterans, we're not going to talk to the people that we love the most because we have that protector gene. We're going to speak to a stranger faster than we will somebody that we love. So #be somebody's stranger. And what I mean by that is, what's this comment here? She's been talking about it all day. So that must be my wife because it says Facebook user. So Facebook's acting up. But #be somebody's stranger. And what I mean by that is if you're in the right mental state and you're okay, go talk to somebody, a random stranger. Go up to them, say, hey, how you doing? And then, if they use the telltale signs, I'm okay, I'm living a dream, I'm hanging in there. Ask that next hard question. How are you really doing? Because I guarantee you that
I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I guarantee you that something's going on with them. I guarantee, especially if they're using the telltale signs. So I'm gonna play this help right here. This video, BetterHelp video.
Mm-hmm.
So I've said everything that's written on that whiteboard.
I've said in the past couple of days, just coming out of the hospital and everything.
Yeah. I mean, because I mean, me and my demons. I mean, I know, there's days that, God, it's sometimes just unbearable to just people sometimes, and I have to keep that brave face and say, oh, I'm okay, I'm hanging in there with a smile on my face, knowing damn well that the demons are inside, they're creeping, especially since I've been off work for the last 3 weeks. and I'm always the type of person that's got to keep going, keep moving. And I do have FOMO. Like yesterday at the concert, I had to leave to come home to do my stretches and put ice on my leg just so it wouldn't swell on me. And I was gone for maybe an hour, 2 hours, I guess it was. And I was like, I got to get back up there, even though I was still in pain, but I still had to get back up there. And, it's just one of those things. It's, let's see, theory space when the dog barks.
Yep. You're going to go back and watch it.
My daughter yelled, "Shut up" at the dogs.
I
had to. On a serious note, though, kind of like to backpack off of what you were saying, I'll keep it very short, but the whole thing with why I started doing music back in February of 2019 was because I suffered from a really bad anxiety attack. And, I, at one point in my life, I'm not proud to admit it, but I am kind of proud to admit that I came out of it. But I was having, certain thoughts about taking my own life at one point. I was just in a really, really bad spot. I lost everything that I had from a hurricane. We were living in Red Cross shelters and hotels, and that's how we ended up in Louisville. But I suffered, and in certain ways still suffer from anxiety and all that. So as somebody who suffered from that and was real bad to the point where I got hospitalized because of it, I understand those feelings. So if anybody listening here, if you guys ever feel the need to talk to somebody that you don't know, or if you do know me or of me or whatever the case, there's no judgment. Who am I to judge? You guys can always reach out and talk to me as well. I take that very, very seriously, because I've lost friends to suicide. I've lost, brothers that I've served with to suicide. And, having those thoughts myself at one point in my life when I felt like I had nowhere to go, there's a way out of it. And you do see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it does get brighter. So I'm always willing and available. Doesn't matter what time of day, doesn't matter what day of the week. If I'm available and I can get to my phone, then I will most definitely make time for you. So,
amen. Yeah.
Every single person you pass on the street has a struggle with something, is struggling with something, right? Yeah. Whether it's a professional level, a personal level, financial, whatever, and they're just not going to let you know about it. So, I mean, it's okay. I tell Willis all the time, it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
You're not 100% all the time. I just got out of the hospital. I'm probably at 85 to 90% of what my new 100% is. But I've got a good support network. So I mean, you got guys and girls that you served with, and even the law enforcement community. There's guys and girls that you are currently on duty with, or on shift with, or at work with you, that they may be struggling too, and they just need that one person to listen. You're not alone. You're not alone at all. I had my son's godfather was an air winger his entire career, and him and I were going to a race in Richmond, and I just unloaded on him one day, and he looked at me like I had 5 eyeballs. He's like, "Dude, I don't know what to say." I'm like, "I don't need you to say anything. I just need to get this out. I need somebody just to listen to me. I don't want you to fix me. Just listen. That's all I need you to do." And that helped our relationship as two staff sergeants, and then it became gunnies, and it grew our friendship, our relationship in that matter, and it helped him become a better leader. And he tells me all the time. But then his brother was a combat engineer that got injured, I think 3 or 4 years after I did, and it helped him help his brother. So the struggles you are having may help somebody else in the future. It's not going to be there forever. Like Larry said, there's a light. Everybody has their ups and downs. It's just how you dig out of that valley to get back to the top of that mountain that you're reaching for.
Amen. And I want to say thank you to Heroes Media Group, Reese Across America Radio, Veterans Voice Radio, and Military United podcast rooms. We are proud partners with all four of those great organizations. You can find Homefront Sitrep on Reese Across America Radio on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern. So you go to reachacrossamerica.org/radio, and you can find us there. So I'm going to play that little video real quick. Hey, it's Willis. Join Candace and I from Homefront Sitrep on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern on Reese Across America Radio. You can find Reese Across America Radio on the iHeartRadio app, the Audacity app, and TuneIn app. Search the word Reese. So, yeah, you can check us out on Reese Across America Radio. You can find them, like I said, on Audacity, iHeartRadio, and the TuneIn app. But it's that time of night, Sam.
Yeah, man.
Out of here, brother. Theory, thank you for coming on, hanging out with us, brother. Semper Fi, happy birthday.
Yeah, absolutely. And happy birthday to both of you as well. I know I've never met you, Sam. So it's a pleasure to meet you. Yes, my daughter wants to say hello. That's Sadie.
That's Sadie, right? Hi, Sadie.
Hi.
Yep, that's my little 9-year-old. She's the one who yelled and said "shut up" to the dogs.
I had to. They were barking, so like, how can you make them shut up? Just say shut up.
He's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
She has my temper. But yeah. So thank you for having me always on Homefront Sitrep. You guys are awesome. I love you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your birthday and have a safe and happy coming up holidays too. You know,
yes, sir. Veterans Day tomorrow, so tune in.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep posted. I got some music that I'm actually going to send you, some new stuff that we're working on. So
send him the one that I'm in.
Send it to me. Send it to me, brother.
I got you.
Send him the one that she's in. Come on, send it.
Yeah.
Wait, which one are you in?
The one that you made.
Oh, okay. I'll send. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You guys have a good night. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, brother. Later. All right, Sam, take us out, brother.
Oh, yeah, we lost him. All right, everybody, tune in tomorrow. Veterans Day special, open forum, nothing but veterans tomorrow. So hopefully we'll have some good conversations and we get to bash on our brothers and sisters from the other branches because they do it to us all the time. But like we always say here on Homefront Sitrep, we got your six.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find Homefront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your six.